Start this out.
And the theme today for Astralis seems to be aggression. Remember, Glaive pushing down that A ramp. We'll see if that has the same impact that it did yesterday against EG.
Well, right now he's going to be starting out at the B stairs. Config lurking in middle as he did yesterday as well, but it's Shush that starts off the killing. He'll get Blame F down as Xyp9x tries to continue and dance at the corner position. He lowers himself into the ramp directly and goes for more, but TeSeS is ready for that. Destroys him with a deagle at range, and Shush P250. Config's still alive in this, but it was 3-1 on pistols. It might go 3-2 at the end of this round. Cadian already sneaking into B as well behind them.
I don't even know if it's possible to recover this. Glaive is never going to expect this position from Cadian. His teammate's gone down as well, so however unlikely it was, it's pretty much near impossible at this point. No good answer for Glaive. He's going to sit and wait, hope somebody walks into him. But Heroic is playing this very buttoned up.
Not the round you want after conceding the lead you had in the last game. Remember, they were in a 1, or rather a 3 versus 1 from their perspective to close out the entire series. And lost, what was it, 8 rounds in a row to force overtime. 10 in a row before they finally got the 16th. And now they lose without a single kill on this pistol round. Yeah, math is, just let me do it, Jason.
Well, I guess the nice thing if you're Astralis, one thing that you're going to kind of lean on and rely on and feel happy about, Config's having a great series. He's at 59 kills overall in the first 2 maps, 29 on Ancient, 30 on Overpass in that losing effort. And Overpass even felt like he started slow, but still managed to get all the way up to 30, which is super impressive. They'll need that power. They'll need that power in this map.
Down the ladder for Cadian. Still just thawing out the map at this point in time, trying to figure out where the CTs are holding. Leave. That's aggressive. Just starts to run down. TeSeS gets the shot into him through the box.
That's the fight he was looking for yesterday against EG. We'll see if he can if he does it again with the M4s. That was super impactful. This time with just a deagle. Little miscalculated. Spam down through the corner of the box. I have to imagine Heroic watching that game yesterday will have some notice on it. That play is a possibility. Zip with the 5-7 going to try and defend the drop.
Cute little 5-7. A little self-portrait on there for Xyp9x. Can't do anything with it though. Shush gets the kill instead on the AK-47.
Config is pushed down the stairs. Would be a great kill to find here against Cadian. They're going to call stalemate. Both of them back off, but that's notification to Heroic that they've pushed, which means they can wrap easily behind him. Good job from Cadian, just backing away, letting his teammates handle business. 2-0 for Heroic as Farlig and Blame F just save the weapons.
And still no kills for Astralis, just to note. So a very slow start for them.
Config just finally hit the ground on the map on my screen.
Nice. Thank you for timing that for us. Based on the velocity, how far would you say it is?
Ooh, that's at least... Actually, do we even... Doesn't it say
floors.
It's 51 floors?
But are they standard measurements of a floor? You know, is the ceiling the standard, what 12 foot in an office building? It looks to me there in that lobby that they might be something like 20 feet.
Or is it American or is it European? Because in Europe, you know, the first floor is
not
one.
Counted.
Yeah.
Yeah, other way around. Right. Confusing. And some buildings don't have a 13th floor.
Wow. There's a lot going on this map.
So that's why you need to track the velocity and get the correct measurement.
Yeah. That's not my wheelhouse. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, figure it out.
2-0. Freeze time coming to an end. Deagle on Farlig, Deagle on Blame F. That's all they had. The saved weapons from the previous round. That's all they've got to toy with. Astralis, surely after the way that Overpass just kind of collapsed for him, they're just sitting there and being like, please, can we get to the gun rounds? please let us get to the rounds where we can actually battle. Utility out early. Cadian's going to be far more aggressive than previously with a MAC-10, knowing how many advantages they have in the round. Shush, peering up towards the top of the stairs. Zip's going to jump. I think he spotted the feet, going to back away.
Good God, Glaive going to be trying to do something, but Cadian's sneaking up at this point in time with the MAC-10. Teammate firing above him just to clear the angle before he arrives. And looks the wrong direction. A bit of hesitation from Cadian. Blame F gets a free kill.
Yeah, a lot of presence right at those sandbags. Cadian wanted to help try and kind of neutralize some of that. That's brutal. This can still fall apart for Heroic. Good kill from TeSeS. That's Farlick going for the swing. He spotted at least 2. Glaive and BlameF are here. BlameF is behind the sandbags. There are mollies to handle the position. Grenade comes in. Blame has to make a play. Glaive has to try and help him. And that's it. Heroic have sustained and overcome that danger. It's just Config left.
TeSeS clearing every possible angle to try and find him, and they will. They'll sort him out towards short, and Heaven spotted as well. Stowen further back is able to spot that man, force Xyp9x off the angle, and we will get guns out in the next round. That can be your, I guess, motivation to continue to stick around as an Astralis fan, because Astralis themselves have not really stuck around since the middle of the last map. 1 kill so far, and that goes to BlameF, but we'll see if bigger weaponry can yield bigger results.
And they disappeared hard on Overpass. This has to be a great recovery for them. Guns are going to come out. No AWPs yet for the Astralis defense. It's 5 M4s across the board, AK-47s, and a lone Galil on refresh for Heroic. They've got money in the bank as well. As you mentioned, they haven't taken a whole lot of losses, just the 1 kill on BlameF in the previous rounds. So they've been able to build up some bank early on this T side. Look how aggressive Shush is. Oh, he's turning the corner fast, but wasn't prepared for Zip's position, for Xyp9x angle. And Stown's going to find one in mid, but still, 4-on-3, 1-man advantage for the defense. Bomb is dropped all the way back towards T-spawn. It might not even matter. There's Glaive's aggression behind the smoke at the base of A ramp.
Stowen dropping down inside of his own spawn to go back and pick up a bit of utility. Finally, something to work with for Astralis. The bomb grabbed as well. Config already pushed out at lobby, though. Starting to show signs of confidence once more for the aggression. He's going down. He's going to try and force the issue and force the map on them. Doesn't want to overextend in this situation and walk directly toward the position of the pre-aim, but B stairs. Stowen also holding his nerve. 52 seconds still to play with, but we know Vertigo's a fast map in terms of early exchange.
Heroic hoping for a mistake. Perhaps hoping for just this. They're watching the flank at the moment. Refresh has the angle, looks away, comes back into it. Thins it out just a bit. 2-on-3 now. Xyp9x is at half HP inside the bomb site. BlameF can be there quickly. No flashes for support. Just a pair of Molotovs on the 2, BlameF and Xyp9x.
Nades go out to quad. Flash goes over. Stowen going to try and open this up himself. Fires close. Spots it late. Couldn't control the spam on the AK, and Xyp9x gets the shot instead. 10 seconds. This one's done. Refresh going to back off and hold on to the AK-47.
That's a really tight angle for that spray to hit. That's a tough fight to take. Nice off angle from Xyp9x.
Counter-terrorists win.
Round 1 by time for Astralis. They get their first on the board. They survive with 3. That's not bad, all things considered. Still got to battle a little bit harder to stabilize this economy early on Vertigo. But got to be happy with getting started on the right foot once the gun rounds begin. Off is passed over to Cadian for Heroic side of things. Round number 5. Oh, a lot of utility. This might be aggressive. Glaive. Behind the smoke, he's got one. Knew the position, knew the corner. Good fight. One more. BlameF is here, so is Farlick. Oh, this defense is great. Way to collapse on the point of attack. They've got 2 opening kills. Xyp9x goes down. Config sliding into position towards the bomb site, but can't handle the kill. Shush 20 HP. He's got to go passive. He's got to wait for teammates.
Config, don't get caught again. Far shots, low HP. And you are absolutely right. He had to wait for his teammates, but Config figured that out first. And TeSeS is desperate to get back through the smoke, caught off as well. You're right, very forward stance from Astralis. 3-2. They'll get back-to-back rounds, and we'll get our first timeout from Heroic in quite some time, and they do not want to lose the momentum that they gained.
Yeah, this timeout isn't necessarily any kind of like a red flag in terms of trying to adjust strategy, but it's an odd money situation for Heroic. You've got the cash is a little all over the place. Cadian 5,100, TeSeS 4K, Stown and Shush 2,200, 2,300, Refresh 3,300. They're not in the same place. So I think they're talking over now exactly how they want to invest in this round to make sure that they're not ruining themselves economically. Pistols dropped over by Cadian. He'll save enough cash for an op, keeping his coffers full, but unarmored, upgraded pistols with a little bit of utility. 3 HE grenades picked up by Heroic's attack, so I would imagine there's going to be some kind of a HE grenade stack somewhere, perhaps behind sandbags in lieu of a Molotov. Perhaps towards scaffolding. Yep, there's a couple of nades, 3 nades thrown out, no damage is dealt. Astralis feel the rush coming. They back up. Blame F handles the first fight, headshot angle, and just gonna completely give up the angle. It's Farlig to step up to the plate.
Shots back down from Farlig. That'll bait in Blame F as his attention was turned, and Glaive will capitalize on that as well. So looking at a tie, a draw early at 3s. Guns back in the hands, though, this time. Wow, Cadian aggressively onto the AWP already, but for Heroic. Fully invested. Astralis looking a little bit more uniform now, shall we say.
Nice thing is...
They're back on the street, boys, because they're in sync.
Jesus. Something, 98 degrees.
S Club. Man, let's just have a 90s party tonight.
Okay. It's your birthday, man. You can do whatever you want.
Goddamn right I can.
Blame F in middle. A head-on angle. A little bit more slow, a little bit more calculated from the heroic side of things. Zipix tucked into the corner. I think they spotted him as well. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. Commits to the fight. Teammate with the follow-up peek. Good job from Config. Cadian takes him down. He's going to go for the follow-up. He wants to pin Zipix in this position. Flashbang is out. Cadian turns from it. It's not as clean as he would have liked it.
His own flash, too. It didn't quite go far enough. He wanted to try and get the shot into it, I think, preemptively before it detonated, but couldn't do so. And you're right, Config. That was a nifty little shot from Cadian, knowing that he was at the end of the spray and almost out of ammunition, but couldn't capitalize on anything further. So we're looking at Astralis potentially finding 4 rounds in a row and taking the lead.
Yeah, but I think Katie and TeSeS, like, low-key, winning might be out of reach, but you need some kills here. This economy for Astralis is getting powerful, and it is going to continue growing if you can't find some of these frags. TeSeS spam down through smoke. Cadian does get 1. 14 HP in the bomb, and no real hope. 38 seconds. I think he's already backing off for the save, trying to find himself into a safe position. Question becomes for Astralis, with all this money built up in the bank, do they actually want to hunt this down? How long is it going to take for them to realize that Cadian is just saving?
Just hanging out by the bathrooms. Johnny on the spot. Porta John.
I was going to say, yeah. Porta John, Porta Potty.
Porta Pooey, apparently they're called. I never noticed that before. Porta Pooey. Nice.
Clean enviro. I call shenanigans.
Yeah. To be fair, they've gotten a lot better in the years. You go to music festivals now, they've got sanitation and better than it used to be.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it
sucks, but it's better than it used to be.
I was gonna say.
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to vomit the second I get within 20 feet of them.
Those 90s porta potties, not ideal.
Great conversation topic.
Look, you know, when someone saves for 40 seconds, sometimes you got to improvise.
Yeah.
We went with porta potties today.
Perhaps that's where Astralis was last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, they were just on Vertigo using the bathroom waiting to get here.
Some stomach problems out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, went from the real nice, legitimate bathrooms to the porta potties. Okay, that's enough. Glaive at A ramp. Config as well.
We're going to stop it right there.
Far leg deep angles.
Config still just trying to play that corner angle on the scaffolding as WP shot doesn't yield anything.
I have to imagine this round. Ooh. Okay. He's going to find. Oh, that's awkward. That's a little bit of a weird situation. Nade comes in, doesn't get the kill, does get some damage. This is really uncomfortable. This is really awkward. A question I asked right when this game started, was Glaive going to be as impactful with those pushes? The answer early on is no. He's been dropped twice trying to make it work.
Well, you want, because Config got that gooch early on, and both of them take substantial damage. That sucks, but now we've got a mid-press, and it's Blame F that's going to have everyone in front of him. He takes damage down to 4, can only get 2. That leaves us in a 3-on-3 situation based on the early exchange at ramp.
And he spotted 2 more, so Zipix is going to push down the stairs. Finally, Config's able to make the aggression work, and he might just be more than happy to let TeSeS chill.
No, he turned. As we looked away, you saw him turn, so he had to take the shot.
Yep. He wanted to wait, but there's so much map control now for Astralis. Cadian gonna come back with Stown, who's picked up an M4, actually armor as well. So there is still a decent amount of danger in this round. 24 seconds on the clock though. They're running out of time. Starting to push forward, they have to make noise. Zip is gonna be on a quick flank. Farlig waiting in lane, Config waiting deep into the bomb site, just chilling, biding his time. He's got one, not the second. Stown is gonna be able to get this bomb planted. This is interesting.
Ooh. Stown gets away inside of the smoke. Desperately close. They're gonna put the Molotov on the wrong side of this as well. He has a good position here on headshot. Farlig's gotta be careful as well, holding the AWP to cover this angle. He's gonna bring it back out now, knowing that there's no threat immediately inside of the smoke. It's dissipated, and he needs to cover the angle. When they go for the defuse, instead jumps up, hits him through the box as he spotted the head, presumably on the jump, and Astralis find their fifth.
Yeah, makes that easy. He had that missed shot as soon as Stown popped up off the plant. That's a dangerous round that Heroic brought a saved op and some upgraded pistols into, so finally putting a dent in the money that Astralis has building up. This was great from TeSeS. An immediate dink and a swing on the other side. He knew he had that fight won. Good response from Cadian with the trade, but even more impressive from Stown to be able to put them in this position. Gotta be happy with the plant. 2-round lead.
Two-round leads after the last match, and how this one started is a comfortable position for Astralis to build upon, and there is money to go against them right now for Heroic, but there's limited health as Refresh already tagged down to 9, Shush on 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Don't know why you'd go there just to get kicks.
Just a fun afternoon. TeSeS, Cadian, and Refresh towards A. Stown looking for mid pushes. Shush waiting beneath the stairs towards B. Still just a default spread. Heroic haven't really decided anything. Refresh and TeSeS are going to push up the ramp now. Farlig listening for information. Almost feels like he wants to stick around for the fight. He's passed the op over to Glaive, who's at low HP. Farlig has felt no pressure.
Nifty little smoke to look underneath it for Farlig. As it catches the corner of Crane. They're already inside of yellow. He's going to go back towards sandbags late. Nade doesn't do any damage, doesn't clip over top, and no Molotov declared as of yet. So he can cover this and hold this position late, having thought that it was clear. It could be a massive position for him as they're going to work up the ramp. Low HP on Refresh. That's an easy kill to collect, and he's going to hear them working up. Knows he needs to go. Didn't get the first. Looked away too soon, but followed up on the second. Refresh, the low HP player, gets aggressive and brave as he takes him down in response. The flashes went high, but the smokes sit on the site. That should allow the plant. Glaive's going to try and go around the corner, but that one blooms just in front of his vision when he does, and TeSeS gets the kill in return. Refresh trying to play the off angle behind the fence. This is a huge spot for him to have right now. Low HP, but it's a gimmick. It's a ruse, and he can easily spot down the bomb. If they don't check it, Xyp9x is trying to fire into it, does spot the backside and gets it.
Oh, TeSeS. Shush is going to grab the first. There's the peak. Double kill. They line up for TeSeS. That's massive. Again, another post plant that I think Astralis is really going to want to have back. I think they're going to be very upset they gave that away, especially after double kill from Farlig at sandbags.
So close to getting the third too.
Yeah, he just couldn't transfer over in time. He knew what was coming. Didn't expect Refresh to be there with the fast wide swing so quickly. That's so brutal. Astralis gave up a lot of space in that bomb site. Outside of the play at sandbags, nobody watching lane, nobody putting pressure there or challenging. Good utility from Heroic, pinned Astralis all back behind a smoke wall as the plant went down. A timeout taken from Heroic as well. They want to build upon this. They know they've got a long way to go to grind the money away out of the hands of Astralis. That's a good first start. It was 5 in a row for Astralis. That run cut short. Double op setup switched into. Config and Farlig with those weapons.
So back underway with one round separating the two teams. As Jason said earlier, we've got another series coming up after this. EG versus Na'Vi to close out the night. Farlig's going to try and close out this round quickly. Glaive, in fact, the one that wants to do it, gets 2 kills to start it off. Farlig not needing yet to show that AWP's presence inside of scaffolding, but he still holds the close corner, and as the smoke dissipates, oh my goodness, Glaive saving his teammate.
Yeah, that could have very easily been a double kill. That would have changed the nature of the game. However, Glaive and BlameF stepped up massively in this round. Huge, huge performance. 4 kills between them, 3 on Glaive, and Stown is the last one left with 20 HP. There's no money in the bank for Heroic. Out of a great win in the previous round.
A lovely round from Glaive.
That's a beautiful one. Quad kill.
Loving that. Smile back on his face even. The father, Lucas, the big smile.
Ah, yes. That was the dicey fight right there that you mentioned. That could have easily been a kill quickly and a transfer upwards. 6-4, 2-round lead, and a 3rd timeout taken from Heroic in these first 10 rounds of the opening half. Again, I almost feel like it's a money situation because it's just kind of all over the place one more time. But that's, I mean, it's a rough way to use your 3rd timeout, especially when you consider there's still a whole half of Counter-Strike. If it goes to overtime,
yeah,
they could be in some trouble there if they need to adapt in the second half on their defensive side. But for now, just trying to put rounds on the board.
I think if you're calling this many timeouts, though, I'm obviously the scoreline's close, but obviously they think they're within winning these rounds, and we're seeing good post plants. Obviously, Astralis missed out on the retake 2 rounds ago, but it's you're looking for that last little bit, that little detail. It's not like you're calling these timeouts with no intention at all. Like, guys, we need to win. No, it's I think they're confident they can change very little and get away with it here. So that's why they obviously see something that's incremental. But you are right, late in the game, that could cost them. Glaive again from that corner.
Again, a very fortunate transfer down. Good swing, good 2-man peek onto Xyp9x.
It's much easier to shoot down than up in this game, obviously for headshot reasons, but also I just find the axis of the mouse gets weird when I look up.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, Config, I don't think he has to suspect they're close. Oh, the flashbangs are so brutal. He's in, I was gonna say a little bit of safety, but really not all that much. What a great hit from Heroic. Looking like they're gonna get their 5th on the board. There's plenty of utility on BlameF, but a good find from Refresh as the smoke fades. There's the nade out, there's the Molotov follow-up. The plant is going down. Refresh is not burning.
I think if the nade actually hits Shush and kills one there, BlameF's already on the side. He's already dropping in looking for this. Instead, he might just try and do economic damage. Knows now where the AWP is. Smoke will cover off that side for a reason. And if he can take them down post-plant, or rather post-detonation, or with the bomb, he'll take that as a win. Another nade picked up. Further damage onto Refresh, goes down to 28. He's gonna try and challenge that AWP, perhaps. Knows it's there, baits the shot out, gets the first kill, tries to spray transfer it. Looking a little bit optimistic at this point. He will find the second, but drops to TeSeS. At least got a few more guns on the ground. Yeah, that would have been still so tough. Even if TeSeS doesn't get the kill right there, that's a late into the bomb timer for BlameF to be making that happen. Yeah, I think he would have probably had to stick to defuse, and TeSeS would have an easy one. Good win from Heroic on their way in. Config just gets caught out in the open with a pair of flashbangs. He could do absolutely nothing. 6-5, and we've had 3 timeouts from Heroic. We're gonna get our first from Astralis as they talk things over. This is the final buy that they have built up after sustaining these losses. 2 of the last 3 rounds have slipped away from them. So they'll buy fully down to, as close to 0 as you can and hope to win it. In it to win it.
In it to win it.
Both teams are this many timeouts gone. It's almost a little game of tug and war. Tug and war? Tug of war. Look, I was last picked in gym class. I don't remember the names of these games.
Doesn't surprise me.
Nah, I definitely wasn't last pick, Jason.
You don't look like a dodgeball player.
You kidding me? I'm tiny and I'm fast. I got no strength, but I can dodge a damn ball, Jason.
All right, smoke out from Shush towards the B bomb site. He'll be monitoring the situation on that side of the map. Again, towards A ramp, we start this out. Glaive has picked up the pace. His aggression hasn't worked, but his more passive plays above the sandbags have worked beautifully.
Farlig just waiting with that AWP down at the bottom of the ramp. His victims, or potential victims, backing away at this point in time. Heroic not holding that position, knowing there's been so much aggression there, so much utility thrown that direction. Don't do it, TeSeS. You have so much to live for.
It's a good-looking elevator shaft.
The red ambient light.
Quiet and default. Nobody challenging, nobody probing, nobody using any kind of utility. And just now, Heroic is going to give up any kind of presence towards the B bomb site. Shush will be watching the flank from very, very far. Very heavy lean towards the A bomb site as this trio tries to gain some control, some semblance of positioning.
Oddly slow Vertigo game. Almost feels like yesterday we made that joke about the, velocity of Config's falling body.
That is a very, very ambitious push. Glaive off angle, but the flashbang catches him just enough.
And they've got plenty of Molotovs and utility this time to clear out the sandbags. No one there. Config, meanwhile, trying to get himself back in a position. Ring around the rosy with Shush. But here comes Blame to take him down with that information. Cadian, meanwhile, back over toward B. This is all a ruse. They've sold it as well. Xyp9x needs to get quickly back in position. He spots one jumping across, sees the planter as well, finds Stowen. Needs to be careful of how many bullets he's got left over on this Cadian. He didn't get there in time. He's not got this plant. Surely, oh my god, he actually did, but neither way, he's knifed. TeSeS still has a chance in this. He's gonna spray down Blame as well, and here comes Config. He manages to get the high HP player. Refresh stays in it. The knife was there, but slightly too late. I am surprised that bomb even had the time to go down. Config is going to sneak in. He's past the box, though. I don't think Refresh will be expecting him to be this close. No chance. He's going to sit inside of the smoke, though, and that might make things problematic because Config's going to get impatient. He's going to run out of time. He's going to make noise, and Refresh knows it. He's slipping away. He knows he had to have gone this far, and his patience will prevail. Config can do nothing of the rounds, and it's over.
I think he's got it.
You think? You might be right. That's extremely close. All right, it was a second off both times.
Fast fingers from Config. Nice clutch. That is tough. What a great play from TeSeS to sneak through the smoke. Yeah, that's crazy. I figured Xyp9x would pick up the pace in that on that retake just because they had called out. There's multiple players at the A bomb site. Out of 4 players, only 2 of them were actually at the B site at that time. So Xyp9x is trying to stall, trying to delay as much as he possibly can.
This just in, Jason.
Yes, sir. Sounds important.
Comparing to Vertigo's apparent height, 51 floors with an average floor height of 10 feet, we get 510 feet or approximately 155 meters. Either Vertigo has floors of over 20 meters high or gravity in CS is absolutely clapped. It's the latter, I believe, TeSeS have done before. This is from a guy by the name of Nina on Twitter, so there you go. There's your facts.
Wow, he did the math.
Yes, I'm glad he did it, because I didn't. Oh, wow, that's just the end of the thread. This is an exchange. We'll get back to that as Stowen takes out Config to return the favor back to a 4-on-4, and passive this time on A. Astralis has been forced back. Late shot Farley can't snap fast enough. He does lag, or rather get lagged, as he has to back off on this. But we stay in a 4-on-4, and he knows that they're getting much, much closer onto that CT position. Stowen already above him, even catches him out cleanly.
Good kill from Refresh, sneaking through the smoke. Blame steps up next. Got one, but bombs on the other side of the map. This round is going to slip away. 6th for Heroic. This has become a very brawly, grindy game. These rounds are going back and forth all over the place. The last 6 rounds have been just exchanged back and forth. Blame just going to try and save this AK-47. No money left for Astralis, and I think if you want to break up this kind of back and forth affair, this seesaw battle we have going on in your Heroic, this is the best chance you're going to have to do it. Blame next round with the AK-47. Around that, what do you want to buy if you're Astralis? Do you force buy into the last 2 rounds and kind of give yourselves 2 scrappy buys, or do you save one and try and get some weapons for the final round of the half? Cadian's going to go for the kill due to the fact that he's got some money, but Blame wins it anyway. 7-6.
So I actually only read the last tweet next. They didn't show up. But yeah, he basically says that assuming Earth's gravity of 9.8 meters per second squared, modeling Config as a particle, and then he puts, I know that won't be accurate, but it's a functional approximation. And using my rough guess of 20 to 30 seconds for Config to hit the ground, says he wasn't paying attention. So we're kind of losing out a little bit on the math here.
Okay.
But he says they can use the Suvat equation, S equals UT plus 1/2
yeah.
A
I know that one.
T squared to estimate the distance covered. Plugging in the numbers we get, look, I'm not going to read them all, but that's how we did it. I made the thread. I posted the thread. We are 155 meters high in the sky.
Perfect, just in case any of you were wondering.
Yeah.
Sat around on Vertigo.
Bring a parachute.
Yeah, definitely.
If any of you have Vertigo, now you know how high you are.
Do video games give you vertigo when you're falling? Do you get any pitfall in your stomach?
No.
Never did as a kid, and I started to now as an adult.
You're getting old, Matt.
I think I'm just, yeah, I just can't handle it anymore. I'm not tough enough for this world.
Shush is going to find Config. Stown slipped in a position. These SMGs, Astralis is trying to find a way to make them work. Glaive being a bit bold, rotating with that UMP out in the open. Blame F and Farlig to defend the A bomb site. And at the moment, that seems to be the destination of Heroic's attack. TeSeS, Cadian, and Refresh, but they still have Shush far back watching mid. They still have Stown watching for a B flank. 50 seconds on the clock. They're giving themselves opportunities, and Blaive runs through the flames just to take that fight, willing to take the damage for the information and 1 kill. Stown is making his move in middle. All on Zipix. Can't find it in time. Quick headshot from Stown. Another headshot from Cadian. And round number 14 is going to go to Heroic. They've tied things up with a great opportunity to take the lead into the second half.
Close affair, and Astralis still will be lamenting a missed opportunity to have closed this series a while ago, but could still escape that fate with a victory here, but not much money at all to do it. As you say, Heroic in the better position to win out the half. It will be the first halftime lead they've had in this series. They trailed by 1 all the way back on Ancient. Config trying to get aggressive with the Deagle. Top side of lobby, couldn't do it. Spotted and tagged through the wall. Tries a speculative shot back through said wall, but it doesn't land. TeSeS, meanwhile, already has blame off the aggression not working out for Astralis on ramp in this round.
Ooh, Stown. Creeping out mid. Zipix falling back, not a fun fight. Ooh, gets the first few shots, but can't complete the kill. Cadian's got another one towards A as well. Heroic have taken complete control of this game. The final 3 rounds go in their favor. 5 of the last 7 as well. Heroic take a lead into the second half of the deciding map of this series in Group D. Headed to a break. We'll see who's going to win it out in the end.
So far in this series, arguably shouldn't even be here if not for Shush in the last map.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, same thing. It's like, we don't even have to be at this point. If you're Astralis, you're like, we're just making this so difficult on ourselves. Here we go. Pistol round is live. 2 players relatively fast pushing up a ramp. The other 3 are going to follow them silently, so not giving away the game entirely, maybe making it sound like a sound fake. Cadian gonna back away in that A bomb site, play retake. There is a stack towards B. There's a player in middle. Cadian is gonna have to sit behind these smokes and call for backup, going for a timing shot perhaps, a little bit of chip damage on the glaive, but bomb will get planted, and a very difficult retake coming in for Heroic. Molotov to delay things. There is a smoke, but no kit to defuse inside of it.
Well, they're gonna go for the plant now, jumping across. Already getting aggressive on the reverse side of heaven as well by Drywall. No one's going to boost up to counter that peak or that position. Instead, they'll hold off the passive angles. No flank either, just to make note of that now. All 5 CT players are coming from spawn. 2 slightly left at lobby. Flash is out. It's going to catch them. Config can't find kills. Farley gets the first in his head. Now Config comes alive, but Refresh gets a double. Not down there either. He's going to go toward the ramp, but he's got to reload. That's going to leave him in, ooh, I was going to say a world of trouble, but he manages to survive longer than I would have expected. Still the exchange is awkward as flurry of frags going either direction, and Cadian trying to get away will not do so. Zipix will hunt him down. It is 8-8. Boom. Oh, we reset.
Those flashbangs from Heroic were actually pretty solid and busted up a multitude of stacks and crossfire set up inside that bomb site to be able to make the retake happen. If they'd had a kit, that would have felt way more believable, but when you don't have that in a 5-on-5 retake, things get so sketchy. Nicely done from Astralis. Nice, easy set piece. Fortunate playing against a passive setup. They got a plant almost for free, and we're tied up. Teagle and 5-7s and a scout invested into for Heroic.
Back 10 for Blame F in an awkward situation, trying to find an opening and timing in his favor. No boost against him. He'll even consider it. Checks the corner so he knows that no one's going to run through and catch him out with the Molotov in his hand. Didn't hear any splatters, so he was confident to do so. Nice nade. Touchdown. Off the backboard.
Yeah, well, they don't have control of that part of the map. There's two players looking to push into it. Config thinning out the defense just a little bit. TeSeS and Refresh starting to push, but Zip's going to get a kill through the smoke. Here's Refresh. He goes down as well. And that should be pretty much it. Cadian should be backing away with the scout. Shush is backing off with the 5-7 armor. And a 9th round for Astralis as they regain the lead.
Do indeed. By 1, and even though the nade did significant damage onto Xyp9x and Glaive, they'll get nothing else for this. Cadian gone down, scout falls. So just that 5-7 armor and smoke in play for Shush. Poor Cadian. There is Shush. So Astralis, you're right, back into the lead. It was the CT side yesterday against EG that they actually excelled on.
Yeah.
T side was a little shaky at times, so we'll see if they can keep this moving against Heroic. Overall, that was a pretty comfortable game. I'm not trying to suggest that they didn't have a CT side at all, but it wasn't their better of the two, that's for sure.
Ooh, he was low. Nice looking one tap though. You can see the scores up there if you're just joining us here on Vertigo. Ancient was 16-12 victory for Astralis. Their map pick. Overpass was Heroic's pick, and they won in overtime after a phenomenal comeback. 8-round run to end regulation to force overtime to begin with. And now we're here on Vertigo.
Blame F again going to be working inside of the smoke on Scaff. Easy kill. TeSeS walks straight into him that time. Meanwhile, Glaive, same weaponry, is going to work the top side of the ramp as they want to go toward A once again.
Yeah, they're happy to just kind of rinse and repeat the last strategy. Better weaponry, just kind of march in, flex a little bit, show your strength. And they're doing just that. Shush is going to go down, refreshes inside of the smoke. That could be creative. Get yourself a knife, young man. Oh.
Tap the bomb, try to get him to move. Yeah, it would have been cool knife. We've had one already in this game. We had one, and it was still
a good knife
round. The one from Xyp9x?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, they still lost the rounds. Oh, no, they won it. That was the one that No, Config clutched it.
Config clutched it.
You're right. That was, I called it that they couldn't get the bomb planted, and then I called it they couldn't get the defuse. You know, just really good with time.
You had 2 for 2.
Time management and Matthew Trivett. What a combo.
It's all right. You're organized on Google Keep or whatever it is you're using. 2-round lead. Glaive and Farlig at the base of A ramp. Refresh and TeSeS to defend that position. This time, though, Astralis is just kind of going to show some presence, chuck out some utility, and while that's still up, they want to apply some pressure towards the B bomb site. A lot of bodies here. They've got numbers. Utility being tossed out from T-Spawn. Shush, blind, but spotted the kill before the flashbang pop, but then the MAC-10s go to work. Cadian's up. At the generator goes down. Good trade, important trade from Farlig. And Config, with a nice little lurk way far back, is able to grab another one. Refreshing a 1 versus 3. No kit, but he's going to challenge. Bomb is planted, low HP, transfers over, almost gets it. That could have been real interesting. 11-8, 3-round lead now for Astralis. They're back. Took them a while.
We say they're back. Let's not call it done just yet.
They're back relative to like the disappearance on Overpass.
Yes, they have made themselves known. We have proof they are in the server. There is a pulse. And I would say this is still pulsing for Heroic as well, as they need to get on the board in this second half. They don't have weapons to do it this time. 5-7s, all 5. Gonna be holding on to the lovely pistol that it is. Refresh, getting aggressive, caught out. Blame F, getting the kill, but TeSeS does respond, and Cadian with the flash assist, enabling that play. Just tries to go aggressive as well. Xipix will catch him off behind the play, and that will control the situation of aggression early on from Heroic. Put Astralis closer to a 12th round. You don't want to stop there, though. Stowen coming out for the B stairs gets caught as well.
No slow playing this one from Astralis. They're just going to march right up the stairs into the bomb site. You know the position of TeSeS. They certainly do now, as Blame F takes him out. Cadian's the last one left. So 12-8, now sitting at 5 in a row when all is said and done for Astralis to start this T side. And that's just so ideal. We saw the struggles that Heroic was under in the opening map of Ancient when they couldn't get their economy situated, when they couldn't plant their feet and actually build up some money. Similar situation right now, taking them a while to get comfortable and have a buy that they can really be excited about.
Molly, just to make sure Cadian can go nowhere. Bit too late for any ninjas this time. He will get config. Speaking of ninjas, though, might get that gun detonated toward him as well. It will. Bounces off the wall. Thank you for the AK. Knew that was going to happen, so he doesn't dare get any closer to that explosion. And it's 12-8 with an AK carried over, which he's going to give to Refresh. So 4 rounds ahead and 4 rounds to finish. But we've seen them closer than that, so let's not forget the last map as we tell you the scoreline. Good timing on the Molotov config. Definitely wanted to be in middle already, taking a battle, trying to find a pick to open up potential B damage. A bit more difficult, I think, for config on this map to find those openings. Not that he's stopped trying to get them, but... Oh, that flash, that's ooh, that timing. I was gonna say that's massive though, because Config can. He's not even gonna bother with it. He's already forced the player back inside of the site, so why go over the top when he can head towards CT? Good read, Stowen. Aware of it, slides back out, Refresh catches out, Blame F. Farlig finally gets one, but Stowen's gonna have the confidence to repeat again, and it's a slaughter. It's all down to Glaive, bomb dropped, and a 1-on-3 ensues. Not for long though, Shush with an AUG.
This is one thing we saw on the T side from Astralis yesterday, is coming mid and actually trying to push all the way down instead of going drop and wrapping on the B bomb site, pushing towards CT spawn, pushing towards the back end of the A bomb site. Been really, really interesting watching Config try and make that play work. I think this time he felt the pressure to go for that kill. He was trying to juggle so many things. There was not a smoke behind him, so he knew he was overexposed from behind. He also knew pushing forward too fast, he'd give up the game. Footsteps would give away his position. Awkward play to try and make, and he almost had it. 12-9.
Sneaking around, TeSeS is trying to get another angle, but it's Xipix that falls early. Stowen with the kill. Config once more goes to middle, and Cadian's on the floor aggressively this time, not poised up high, and it catches out Config, who is certainly not ready to take that angle.
No, but it's awesome to see Heroic just putting the op there. Ooh, good fight for Farlig. Good win. Nice headshot. Another one is going to be right around the corner. Oh, he gets that as well. Molotov going to be out. All of a sudden, Astralis is really pressing the issue. Finally, Refresh is able to take care of one, and Cadian comes at the perfect moment with a flashbang. Glaive, blinded, can do nothing. I was going to say, it's awesome to put Cadian there every once in a while with the op to go get that pick on Config, who's trying to find a contact play, trying to find some kind of a dry peek and duel. Blame F not able to connect with the head, 12-10. We'll see if it dissuades Config from going back to that in the future. I doubt it, knowing him. He's a madman.
No, yeah, he'll take a fight.
He's a madman.
I mean, that's one of the things you have to admire about him as well. I mean, there are players that use, you know, wit and intuition to win duels, and then there are players like Config who just straight up wants to beat you with skill and believes that he can in any situation. And he's unrelenting in that regard.
All right, Astralis scraping together another buy. Op and Farlig. Config goes down first. Nice jump up from Shush to find that kill. Xipix is going to back away as well. Doesn't want to eat the follow-up utility that's going to be coming in. So Astralis now no stats, no control towards the B stairs.
You know, for years, I've thought Xipix looks like people, and I never really put it together.
Okay.
It's the Sedin twins.
Okay.
He kind of looks like the Sedin brothers.
No, I understand. I don't know who that is.
It's all right.
Okay.
Who they are.
Who they are.
Twins. There's two.
Yep.
Either way, TeSeS waiting now on top of the bomb box. Smoke goes over top, covers off the lane. That'll allow them to advance a bit further, but TeSeS is going to use that position to his advantage. Turning around, Glaive gets the shot instead. Stowen, now it's none of that. He'll trade it back. And BlameF still on the ramp will cover off Xyp9x as he tries to go for the plant, but Cadian through the box. AWP finds the first, lineup as well onto the second, and BlameF, despite being on the ramp, happens to be perfectly positioned to catch that bullet. And it's down on Farlig. We have a one-round game, surely, at this point in time.
One-round game, an economic advantage over towards Heroic. This is, they're coming storming back into this third map. This is wonderful to see. Gonna be 3 in a row when all is said and done. Farlig, 1v4, 20 seconds, no time, save the ult because you're out of funds. Farlig with 150. Config and Glaive will be able to put together a buy. The interesting thing will be what Xyp9x and BlameF can scrape together. But you're right, one-round game, 12-11. Heroic is perhaps one of the most dangerous teams we have in professional Counter-Strike when they gain momentum. They feel like, at times, like a very, very heavily snowbally, momentum-based team. They used 3 timeouts in the first half to get enough rounds to feel good. Actually, netted them a one-round lead into the second half. Tough breaks for Astralis in this round. The spam through the box never allowed the plant to go down. That would have been so useful, not just to actually play a post plant and see what happens, but just for the extra funds that they could have gotten. That could be the difference between a buy and a save in this round.
Astralis once again under pressure despite having the lead. TeSeS actually is going to go aggressive first. I was going to say Refresh rotating over to try and support this, but it's BlameF already behind. TeSeS reads that. We've seen BlameF go there quite a few rounds with the MAC-10. This time it does not prevail, does not pay off, and Glaive on top of the ramp already has at least somewhat of an advanced position, but they're desperate for a kill at this point in time. Farlig's tagged as well, down to 11 HP on that AWP.
Heroic looks happy to play retake in this scenario, considering they have that opening kill. They're more than pleased.
Stowen's already getting pretty aggressive. Yeah, he's already at the bottom of the ramp. I was going to say, he's getting very aggressive on this flank. Gave himself up too early, but it's still going to make them have to consider his position.
Yeah, but this flank is why they backed off. This is exactly why they played passive, because they know this puts a lot of pressure. This takes eyeballs away from the bomb site, takes bodies away from the plant. Down. I don't think they realize he's gotten all the way past.
I thought Xyp9x spotted it. I thought Xyp9x was going to be aware of that, but you're right, he's not. And that's going to let Stowen go back and get that kill instead, rather than cutting off the flank and the rotation of Stowen. It gives now us a tie game, 12-12.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Astralis. We saw this on Overpass. Once Heroic caught fire, there was no coming back. Once they caught fire on that defensive side, they were a brick wall. They might just be doing the same thing here. Astralis having trouble finding success, having trouble finding opening kills, having trouble getting the bomb planted during these executes. And Heroic is knocking on the door of another one-round lead. And remember, the big thing about this series is we don't have to be here. A 3-on-1 post plant on Overpass dropped by Astralis. Shush able to steal that round away, and they've never looked back.
Remarkable that Astralis struggling to close out games. I mean, I was thinking to myself, yes, okay, it's a different core. But when was the last time you saw Astralis fail to close a game when they were that far ahead?
I'm off the top of my head. I can't think of one, but I'm sure there was something in the past.
I'm sure there was. Every team has been in that situation, but even still, it's like,
no, I know what you mean.
Cold Zero is the most 16-0 player in CS. Like,
it's also just the style, right? Like, again, as you said, new team, new core, and everything, but still losing a 3-on-1 in a post plant to eventually go and drop the map. That's a stunning way for a comeback to get started for Heroic against a team like Astralis to lose a scenario like that. And you could see the frustration immediately on Glaive's face, just so confused how they managed to lose a round like that.
It's up there on the you should have won this game list. The other ones that come to mind in that have allowed comebacks was the Felp push down banana.
Oh, you're going all the way back.
MIBR.
Painful.
It is. And the other would be the Nico missed knife on Nitro.
Simple.
Simple's missed knife on Nitro. Sorry. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that one was embarrassing as well.
I didn't mind that one.
Of course you didn't. DNA is rich with this one.
Here we go. Rinse and repeat, march up the A ramp, set piece. Astralis have to be, they must be just like super pleased and happy that they're getting to the plant boxes, even though it hasn't really panned out in their favor when they've gotten there. They just have to be saying eventually it's gonna work. Eventually we're gonna be able to play this post plant. Heroic happy to give up the bomb site if they can control this part of the map, but they can't. They can't do it at all. Cadian, alive and well for the moment, cannot adjust properly. And Astralis have finally cracked it open. They've knocked the door down, and we're still gonna remain tied at 13.
Shush, the only one left in a 1-on-3, isn't even going to get too aggressive. He might try and just do economic damage at this point in time. He does have 8750.
You only get one per day, Shush.
In his wallet. You say that, Jason. You were the one saying, I'll buy dinner if he does it last time. So maybe just hedge your bets.
You complaining about a steak dinner?
No, is that what it is? Steak? I'm down.
Could be.
A little blue rare.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably too old for that now.
Nah.
But yes, we have a tie game again. Astralis do respond on a great straight-up entry. Cadian only good for one. Tried to pull the attention and aggro away. Oh, he's going to try and flash him in the corner. He knows they're going to be saving in that position, but Glaive not blind. The flash went too far.
Yeah, he's trying to take some money away right at the end, make this T side a little bit more difficult, harass the T side a bit more economically, but obviously nothing coming from it. Good kills from Astralis. The entry kill from Glaive on top of the boxes. Config as well towards lane. Finally, I mean, that's an area which they've struggled with in these past few rounds, is finding that opening kill, finding any space to work with at that A bomb site. Round 27. Config, gotta be quick. A lot of utility. He's already ready to turn the corner. TeSeS blocked in by the Molotov. Oh, and he's so blind. That gave Config all the time in the world. Oh, Cadian, he had a nade out, and he's not going to be able to transfer to the AWP. It's an absolute disaster. This is so many resources lost for Heroic without even a fight back. No damage dealt to Astralis. The pace change is brutal.
Bomb has been planted.
A bit better now. Get there in the end, I suppose it all counts. But yeah, certainly made this series long. We're not done yet either. Stallin's going to get one back through the smoke onto Config. Round, I think not. Game, perhaps still, because that's going to do a little bit more economic damage.
Config's like, if we're going to use 2 smokes in this choke point, can we just make sure that one of them prevents a gap?
Yeah, please, guys.
Team?
Trajectory.
Zipic's going to go down. All well and good. Nobody's going for it. So, I remember, we touched on this before. 3 timeouts used by Heroic in the first half. Keep that in mind as we see where they decide to use their 4th and final timeout in this game, because you wonder, in my head, I'm wondering if it's going to be now. 13-14, they got plenty of cash, but do you call it now and just kind of lay out how you want to play for these final 3 rounds of regulation? Or do you wait?
So, yeah, it's a tough call. I think... Given the money, I think they're, well, I can see that they're definitely considering going for this. Stallin still has the M4. Shush AK. It's tough. I think you potentially go for this and let the last round bonus build up, but you need a bomb plant on that. Astralis, pretty comfortable, all things considered. So this is the final timeout. You mentioned that they used 3 very early. Both teams did.
In the first 10 rounds.
Yeah, and you were like, they're not going to have any left late. And they're like, nah, Jason, we got 1 left over. That's all we need.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's all they need. The last thing Heroic needs at the moment is getting their economy crushed. I think they have enough for a few dangerous elements in the next round if they're to lose this. But not much of a losing bonus has been built up by Heroic. A lot of utility spent early. This time there's no pace behind it from Astralis, though, trying to throw a little bit of a curveball. Cadian watching mid with the AWP, and he's out in the open. He's exposed. Config and BlameF going to turn the corner. They need the trade at the very least. Oh, they don't even need it, actually. Config just takes his head clean off. That's payback from earlier.
Chance for series point again then for Astralis. Refresh. And Shush together walking back to middle to try and make sure that no one, such Config, as it has been in numerous situations, is going to be taking that position. And Stowen's also getting aggressive toward the B stairs. The fact that they both got that far and no contact was made, they're actually going to consider that this is going to be back over toward A, and they'll head to the top side of the ramp to support their two teammates, or rather one teammate left over there, TeSeS.
Oh, this is actually perfect for Rogue. This is the best possible situation to be in. They've got 3 defenders at this point of attack. Oh, but okay, Config. Oh!
That is sick. Woo. That was an absolutely stunning shot as he got 2. Shush equals that total in return, not quite as sexually, but he does manage to at least make it a winnable situation for Hero. 27 seconds. Bomb sits on the ground, and the Smokes, a timer on them. They need to advance and get toward the bomb. Flash goes high. No chance for a repeat just yet as Stowen wants to play this from drywall. They'll continue to try and rain those flashes in to buy space, to buy the precious seconds off the clock as it's down to 11 seconds. Xyp9x instead does it on kills. He'll finish off what Config started.
Coming into this map, I mentioned that's one thing that Astralis is going to be super pleased about. Coming into it, Config had 29 kills on the first map, 30 kills on the second map. You knew he was feeling it today. He was playing a very, very good series, and he's doing it again here. This time the numbers aren't quite there, but look at the impact in this all-important round. The opening kill on Cadian, the entrance towards the A bomb site into a stack, and a beautiful, stunning one-tap at a headshot angle. That's magnificent, and he's got Glaive hyped up. That's got to make him feel super pumped. Stown down the stairs, behind the smoke, and look at the scrappiness in this buy. 2 M4s on Stown and TeSeS, SMG on Shush, and 5 7s for Refresh and Cadian. Astralis, they failed to convert 8 map points on Overpass. They've got 2 on Vertigo.
Farleg holding off the angle with the AWP. It's BlameF that's going to intend to put the Molotov out toward the sandbag position. The return incendiary bounced by Cadian will cover off scaffolding, so pretty standard procedure as they slowly try and take territory from one another. Cadian passes off the M4 to TeSeS.
Astralis hasn't had to change their strategy. This is just march up A ramp. Set piece, toss out the standard utility, standard execute. Oh, Xyp watching the flank, gets the win. That's massive. That's down to go down. They're going to rush back to the bomb site, but Heroic's got to step ahead. They've actually got Astralis beat here. Shush behind the boards. They'll never expect it. Xyp's going to go down surely. How many more can Shush get? Just the one. Molotov slows them down. Oh, Shush adds another. Astralis has outgamed themselves.
Maybe we are looking at another overtime if this continues. Shush! He's on for the ace with an MP9. He won't quite get it. TeSeS will collect the final kill in turn, though. And it is the final round of regulation. 15-14. Astralis need to close this out, surely.
Oh, Astralis is going to be so dumbfounded. They're going to be so confused in the heat of the moment. That's going to be one that, you know, someone's making a mental note to look back at, because Xyp9x kills the flanker. They think they've got the B bomb site clear. They say if someone's flanking this deep, that means they've over-rotated towards the A bomb site. But that just wasn't the case. Shush was here. He moves into position oh so quickly. TeSeS comes in as well. There was one more player next to Shush ready to defend against that attack. Miraculous stuff. Again, Heroic just finding the answer out of nowhere. And again, Shush. Round 30, Astralis, one final chance to close it out. It's been difficult for them all day, closing out on Overpass. Another overtime here, I think, would be just an element of PTSD seeping into Astralis' mind frame.
And this really is a battle between Heroic and Astralis right now in this group. I mean, if Astralis is on the fringe, they were looking excellent to start this series off. You've got EG, I would say not really with a great chance of making it through. Same for complexity. So, you know, these two teams really battling for a spot. And a head-to-head is significant. Stowen's going to start it off. Config drops. Farleg able to turn that around. Spots a second in behind the bomb box, but can't get the angle and doesn't want to overextend, knowing the lane's still occupied. Refresh, therefore. We'll jump back around toward the default box. Stowen's got Glaive on the cross, and it's all CT. An absolute annihilation. We are not done. We need extra innings yet again. Heroic force out more and perhaps can steal this series from Astralis. We'll find out after a quick break. Heroic once again, coming back late, and emphatically so. As you can tell, their passion is unrivaled. That's one thing you have to give them credit for. They are the master of cheers. And this time I can understand many of those cheers. Some smiles on the Astralis side, a bit more reserved. They were the ones with the lead in this map, just as Overpass, yet we find ourselves needing more rounds to determine who's going to win this series this time, not just the map.
I mean, in between Vertigo and Overpass now, this is 10 series points that Astralis has failed to convert, failed to close this one out. They are letting Heroic hang around for far too long, and Heroic's punishing them for it. Things got a little bit fast-paced towards the end of regulation for Astralis. Here, they're going to slow things down again. Config with 20 kills, waiting behind the sandbags. Stown, op train on his position. Nice, easy kill as Config slowly clears the angle. 4 players here. Heroic is like, we've watched you guys just march up A ramp and execute so many times in that half. We're going to put all of our bodies, all of our players here, and hope you do the same exact thing. They've at least got the opening kill out of it, and now they can readjust and spread across the map and do a bit more standard defense. Oof. TeSeS didn't get the memo to back away.
No, he did not. Refresh. It's a good shot to Glaive. Nade's gonna rain high in the sky, but it won't bounce far enough to catch out Stowen's position. He still stares firmly through the scope. Oh, so close and far, like flicking toward each other. He comes out worse for wear, tagged down to 34, I think clipping the edge of the box. But TeSeS knows he's there. Good timing on the flash because he wanted to elevate himself above. Catch Stowen out instead, though. He gets the one on Farlig before falling back down. It's Shush that gets Zipix from backside of the site. It's all on Blame F, and he'll get detonated by way of grenade.
Not good. 3 straight now for Heroic going back to regulation. Double op setup's been powerful. Straws having a tough time finding the winning recipe. I think these two have, what, like 2 timeouts left? Straws can kind of take a pause, although I'm sure they spoke a little bit. 16 to 15, 1-round lead for Heroic. Defense looking great, though. Aggression towards middle. This time, Cadian's going to push all the way up. Oh, this could spell disaster. Config certainly has a flashbang out. It's perfect. It's perfect-ish. Stown, with incredible cover of his teammate, is able to take him down and prevent Cadian from falling. That's massive. Config again just going to creep up. He's in front of the Molotov. Cadian won't expect this. Oh, he just disappears around the corner. I wonder if he saw Config, though.
Config certainly wants something to do with this fight because he's continuing to push up on it. Damaging exchange, but doesn't overextend, expecting that perhaps someone at B could swing out over top of the window behind him and cut him off. So falls off smartly to keep himself in contention.
This is so tough. It doesn't even matter that you have 2 HP, two players on Heroic extremely low. It doesn't even matter whatsoever. 3 players now here in mid, essentially, to defend against this. Glaive is going to get picked off. Molotov comes in just a little bit late to cover that kind of a play. Shush with the AK, able to take him down 5-on-3. And Stown getting a bit frisky with that op. Zip is going to go down next. Heroic knocking on the door of 17. Remember, that's how the overtime and overpass went as well. They brought it all the way back. They won the first 3 rounds of overtime and were eventually able to close it out. It's looking like deja vu.
All over again. Config dead. No, I thought he was going to flick that. I thought he was somehow going to hit Shush. But it is exactly as you say, a situation where Heroic can win the second map of their respective 2 in this series, and doing so in overtime put Astralis in a very awkward position in which I don't think they'll be too pleased with how things went and too, I guess, relaxed this evening. I
think even if Astralis kind of like, I guess, quote unquote, comes back in this overtime, I don't think this is going to be one of those feel-good wins that makes you happy. This is going to be one of those really, really stressed, frustrated wins. You're obviously going to be glad you won, but you're going to be more focused on the mistakes made in critical situations to allow these comebacks, to fail to close out these maps and series.
Shots going both directions inside of the smoke. The damage onto both Glaive and TeSeS as a result. TeSeS down to 40 in this situation, but Astralis can't get around the corner again. Farlig looked like he had the advantage. Refresh gets the headshots. Config now finally opening up some positions on the B site. Stown's gonna rotate over though, flashed off the angle. Did Config spot him? I think he did. He's gonna stare in behind air conditioning, well aware of window position as well, has his crosshair elevated. Counter flash though, and he's spotted, but Blame F does exactly what he needs to do in that situation and trades it, allowing Zipix up the wall, close to the conditioning unit as he fires into the smoke. He'll put Refresh down to 13. They finally have an advantage to work with.
And there was a little bit of a gap in that smoke. That was so brutal for Heroic to deal with at Gen. Nade comes in, doesn't stop the plant. They have to go for it. Last round of the opening half of OT. There is a player in middle as well. That's Glaive, biding his time, waiting for his move, waiting for the bomb to get deeper into its tick so he knows nobody's going to be watching his direction. Now moving forward, Blame's got 1. Refresh responds with a headshot, but Glaive is just lurking behind, and he seals the deal. 17-16 as they switch sides. 19 is the magic number to take victory.
Yep, absolutely so. Or, you know, what is it, 31 as it was yesterday?
Yeah.
7? I don't even remember. I'm sure Alex and Chad can't forget.
Yeah, that's probably replaying in their head as well.
Blame after Cadian. But it is Astralis making this another 1-round game and giving themselves a chance. That said, Heroic going to start their campaign out offensively, have nades going directly toward them by none other than Glaive. You mentioned it, yeah, aggressive yesterday here, and first half tried to do the same. That nade goes a little bit deep, but Cadian does go down to 73.
It's down towards middle. Farlig with the op. Very small off angle. Three players from Heroic at the base of the ramp. Katie and TeSeS and Refresh just running their standard default. Glaive dumping utility, trying to slow this down. Molotov gonna spread and keep it there. Still no real engagements breaking out between the two teams until just now. That's Zipix to get the first kill. Shush goes down. Farlig has his op trained on this position. He's gonna be able to call out that there's absolutely no presence. And Heroic is readjusting back to the B-bomb site, back to Zipix's position.
Zipix sneaking up, trying to use that smoke in the dry wall. Bit ambitious. Flash goes high, but they weren't caught out by it. They were not on an angle in which he had the advantage. And he drops immediately, bringing it back to a 4-on-4. Config's gonna take the same position, though. They won't expect 2 to be there. Good damage done on the second player, having already taken down Stowen. But he needs to back off, and he has to go to the pistol and doing it. No time to reload. TeSeS damaged, will die. Blame gets the shot instead, and Config does well to catch out Cadian.
You're exactly right. The play from Zipix is extremely ambitious if his goal is to get kills, but there's a secondary goal there too, and that's information. He jumps up, and even though he goes down, he spots 2 players. He knows exactly what's coming. By the time Heroic's actually coming up the stairs to attack, the rest of Astralis is at the B-bomb site. No access for Heroic, so even in a losing effort, Zipix provides the winning play. Right here. He even spots the bomb. That's TeSeS with it that kills him, so Astralis knows everything at that point. And look at the number of bodies that are there as Heroic tries to make their way in with the round timer dwindling away. Here comes a brawl. Glaive over the top. Farlig. Flashbang out. Got the first.
Gets the first, but he's in a very vulnerable position right now. That metal pillar is the only thing saving him because he can get spammed through the yellow tarping, and then it's a linear spot for Stowen, which he does eventually collect on. So it goes back to a 4-on-4. TeSeS catches out BlameF. Glaive even tried to bait them around the corner, hook, line, and sinker on that one. And as he goes back out, he's removed. I don't know why you repeat that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a great call from Glaive. Maybe a little bit of frustration, maybe a little bit of heroics that he's attempting. But that's a tough fight to win, especially at the headshot angle.
Config's gonna do the same thing. Does fare better off and smartly doesn't go for any more than that, so he falls away. Look at Shush position.
Ooh, 2 backstabs going on, 1 for each team. This could be massive. Xipix waiting for the fallback. Shush as well, trying to clear things out. This is huge. This is huge. Xipix with the first. That's the bomb drop. Plenty of time on the clock for them to recover. It's down in a 1 versus 1. Shush is lurking ever closer behind Astralis, and Xipix not able to connect on Astown. He runs the gauntlet. He gets away, and the B bomb site is wide open. Access is there.
Xipix is going to try and make his way that direction, but as you say, that other backstab still in play. He could get caught off from topside middle if he's not careful. He's beaten them to the window so far. Shush is slow, but he does arrive. And Config knows he's got to get aggressive. He's got to make this play work. It's first map point for whoever wins this round. Smoke still in place, couldn't catch out the planter, but he will take down Stowen when he does reveal himself. He's already passed the Molotov. They're gonna know it as well, but Shush plays the other side, the opposite side of where he was expected to peek from, and it catches out Config. It's 18 for Heroic.
That would have been massive. The flashbang tossed out for Config to get that first kill. It's actually blocked by one of the steel beams, so it actually doesn't blind Config whatsoever. That's what gives him the chance. Awkward round from Heroic. You gotta feel the, like, I'm so happy Shush eventually got a kill, because this flank was coming to fruition for like 45 seconds. He was taking his time across the whole map, and he was finally able to have that impact. One chance for Heroic to close out the map in the series.
Now started off with a bit of damage received as it hits Shush, the nade from B. Xipix once again is gonna put himself up on top of the wooden board above the stairs. Smoke to cover his position. He's going to redress that now. Excuse me, Flash has to fall off. I'm going to play every possible angle. That catwalk, oh, he could be shot through the floor. It's tough to see through on certain angles. I think he sees them instead, and he's, rather than shooting into the metal, he's just going to position himself, because that's a one-and-done position, even if he can boost. Pylon was blocking them. They have to know he's there. Yeah, that Molotov is going to force him way back.
Well, Farlig's found himself a kill towards the other side of the map, at the staging area of the A ramp. Glaive is aggressive. These forward stances from Glaive failed a number of times in regulation. He's backed off of it here. But him and Farlig still have deep angles, a lot of vision, a lot of information. So Astralis can be strong elsewhere. Farlig burning. Farlig's gonna go down. Glaive needs everything. He needs so much. He's not getting away. He's not getting away at all. Refresh is gonna take him down. BlameF inside of the bomb site. Good trade with the HE nade. And we got overtime 2 on the cards, unless Stown and Cadian have something to say, but Config, this flank is brutal.
Stowen desperate to get the headshot inside of the site. He does. He catches out BlameF. Goes back because he knows the flank's in play. Bomb is down, 11 seconds. No chance he gets this. No time. He knows it as well. He's going to desperately run it toward the site, because why wouldn't you? He might actually get this plant in, but Xipix, now he's too close. I was going to say, how dare, why would you even let him consider that? So
yeah,
we've got another overtime coming our way, Jason.
Yeah, we do. We do very much so. And I think that's the break music, so I think we're going to be heading to a break. Or not.
Just going to leave you on the edge there, Jason. You did it to yourself.
Okay, we're staying here. We're staying right here.
Every second, yeah.
Yeah, it was the music that really got me.
I got you. I know. So it's halftime.
I've been trained. I'm like Pavlov's dog. It's when that music comes,
you start salivating.
Salivating for a break.
Yes. Yeah. Understood. Flash aggressively for Xipix. He's already in that same position again. This time it yields a kill rather than information, rather than just utility exchange. The man advantage goes the way of Astralis. What an interesting series this has turned out to be.
Yeah, it has been. It's gotten real grimy at times. Leg shot onto... Well, Farlig gets the leg shot onto TeSeS. Glaive, he loves this fight. He's looking for it over and over again. Farlig not able to get it around the edge of the smoke. Very committed. 4-on-4. TeSeS is extremely low. Utility's running low as well for Heroic. Look how much they've used just to get these positions and these advantages. 2 smokes, a flashbang, and a Molotov for the T side to use so far.
Glaive is getting a little bit more aggressive, considering it, timing it with utility. He's only good for 1. He gets the trade, immediately does Stowen, but the nade from BlameF catches that refresh, so it was really chuck everything at the ramp and hope for the best, and they come out one better for it. It's
a cool combination, obviously. Flashbang to activate Glaive for his peak, and then a nade immediately follows it up. So if Glaive's not able to get the kill, at least he's done the damage, and nade hopefully cleans up the kill. It's happened twice now in the past few rounds, so it's obviously working.
Cadian tagged through the wall. This is the power play, I think we could call it at this point in time, because they've pinched every possible angle. 16 seconds only, but they've equalized. Unaware, though, that Xyp9x was behind in the situation. Xyp9x will get both of the remaining kills, and Astralis will take the lead at 19. 21 is our winning score, Jason.
I'm gonna let you do this one. I'm gonna just leave you out there on a mountain, all by yourself.
22 is the score.
There you go.
Jason.
Nice.
It's like I've never casted in overtime.
I was gonna say.
Come on, how do I not?
First 2 overtimes are easy. 3rd and 4 is like medium level difficulty. After 4, it's no man's land. Config and BlameF and
what?
Okay, that's interesting. That was so quick.
Would have been sick if he hit that.
Yeah, that had to have scared the hell out of Config. I'm just gonna say that. Xyp9x taken down by Shush. He might have been shot from beneath anyways.
All right, this time the body. Let's see if you can redo the math. There's been a large debate going on Twitter, to say the least, Jason.
Of course there has been. Of course there has been. This angle for Farlig has been relatively hit or miss. I feel like the best I've seen him do here is 1 for 1, but he's been dropped a number of times by Molotov previously, spammed through smoke a couple of times. I don't think this has been as impactful as you'd like, but it does give him early information, early call to be able to rotate some players over, and he does have Glaive with utility, plenty of utility to hold off anything. Pretty decent nade. TeSeS is chunked down to 72 HP. And that smoke is going to ruin Heroic's day, I think. Maybe not. Stowen grabs Glaive through the smoke. Puts a lot of pressure on Farlig. I almost feel like he needs to take the opportunity while this smoke is up to actually try and escape. He's putting a lot of faith in that smoke. There's the pop flash. No getting away now, and he's spotted. Yeah, right through yellow. Stowen's got that one as well. BlameF and Config. And they're on the other side of the map.
Could be level immediately.
Time is probably the only way Astralis can win this round.
He can drop the bomb on the way through. Spam for that reason. BlameF trying to do so. Refresh. He wants to go toward the default position. He's so low. A nade would do it, but it's not going to make it there in time. BlameF does get the shot late. They're going to go all through this. It's Config that's dead on arrival at this point in time. And the corner might get a request for a second CT in a situation like this, because BlameF is not long for this world. Surely, as he walks out and TeSeS will find the headshot.
Oh, that's so tough. What a way to lose. Glaive killed through smoke by the ops. Stowen finds the second player, Farlig, through yellow as he just crosses the very narrow gap. Oh, that's completely blind. That's completely just taking the shot. That one as well, so fast. Stowen stepping up big for Heroic. We're all tied up at 19. Here we go. Config pushed up in middle. Stowen on the other side of it. BlameF and Glaive to defend initially at the A-bomb site. Farlig put on mid duty to follow up on Config.
Shot from Config. Stowen gone. BlameF removed, though, and TeSeS responds. So even though they went down early, they've got the advantage. They've got speed as well, as Farlig will try and shut that down. He's taken immediately back by Refresh, who then dies to Config. So they're trying to recover the situation, almost on the back foot of Astralis, giving up so much ground, and unaware, Shush had made it on top of the rebar.
I feel like this fight selection from Astralis at the top of the A ramp that they've been doing throughout this whole game is like the quintessential live by the sword, die by the sword. Like, you know, you're win or losing based on that one fight, that position.
Zipix trying to be silent and get back into a position as well, walking in from lobby. That'll catch out Shush, down to a one-on-one. He's tagged to 39. Meanwhile, Cadian's hightailed it with the bomb. And I think Zipix is aware of it. No further activity and aware of the possibility. Gets high, spots Cadian, AWP, keep in mind, so even though he's tagged at 52, tough ask for Zipix, tries to flash him off. Oh, he's tagged him up, but Cadian, with enough vision, will find the shot. And Heroic take the lead at the half of overtime number 2.
Yeah, it's tough for Zipix to catch the head over the box as he's swinging in. Looking everywhere on his monitor and just couldn't find it. 20-19, nice 2 versus 1 victory for Heroic. I was worried when they were splitting 1 for 1, or 1 and 1 on each side of the map in a 2v1. Good clutch from Cadian. Good round overall from Heroic, 20-19. Looking for 2 on this CT side, and it was excellent. I feel like Astralis towards the later stages of this T side in regulation really fell into a rut of these constant march up the ramp and execute. They're gonna do it again here. And I think Heroic knows what's coming.
Shot out, Cadian wins the first. Config found getting very aggressive.
Look at the Molotov is used to deny the routes that they've been running throughout this. Gives Cadian a real easy shot. He knows exactly where they can be. Denies them wide swinging on the AWP, and this is so close. This bomb site, there's no access in it. Zipix with a desperate spray.
AK, unaware there's 2. He goes down, surely. TeSeS sitting in the corner. He's gonna walk out. Not the best work we've seen from TeSeS so far this game. Glaive getting the kill back onto him, but completely surrounded and out of ammunition. That might have been a double had he have had bullets in the gun. Bit awkward. No bullets in either at that point.
It's once he starts shooting the Glock, he's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's the dinner bell. That's the dinner bell. Here they come.
Yep.
21-19. Heroic, 2 more chances to close this out.
22 is the number, Jason. That's what I said.
All 2s. Yeah, this Astralis offense in my mind has just got so one-dimensional on the T side here at Vertigo. Down the stretch. Heroic have made the correct reads. Fair play, they used the 3 timeouts we talked about in the first 10 rounds of the game, and we were curious if that was going to hurt them if they were to go deep into the second half, if they were to make it into overtime. And they haven't. They've been able to come up with all the answers. Great comeback on Overpass in the previous map. Another good small comeback here on Vertigo. Relatively small compared to map 2. Knocking on the door of an unlikely series victory. Astralis fighting to keep their head above water.
Deep gap to try and spot through that above the stairs. Cadian, meanwhile, wants to try and find a pick. On the ramp side, can't do it yet. Imagine Heroic pulled this series back, not once, but twice. Don't think that's it well with Astralis, but Config sitting in a lovely position. Again, though, just running around a corner where there's bound to be an enemy and pays the price for it.
Well, remember, that's how Astralis got onto series point initially, was Config making a play just like that and finding a triple kill. Weren't able to close it out. They go back to it here, and just 1 for 1. Good recovery from Cadian. Zipix leaving the B-bomb site now. Heading to join up with his teammates at the ramp. Cadian and Refresh, a timing push here. They're gonna go down the ramp as well.
Shot Refresh, following it up, doubling the situation. They now have a man advantage, 36 seconds, and Cadian's gonna fall back knowing that there's no need to overextend. He has Stowen to protect him as well on the M4. Smokes to cover off bomb box, but they're not committing. Not yet, at least, because they want to clear out lane. Cadian's missed shot, and Glaive gets him through the wall. We're back level, and the smoke still sits on box. Do they expect a second in that position? Because Stowen is rendered useless at the back lines, but with 16 seconds, they don't consider it. Bomb hits the deck, and Glaive knows he's got to get a hustle on. He's going to pick it up. Does he have there's no way he's got time to get all the way to B. 8 seconds, this one's done.
Yeah, he was looking for the
just
kill.
won this series. They've just won this series, and Shush will confirm it by way of a kill. What a comeback to win this one out against Astralis.
Yeah, you got to give him props there. That's some incredible stuff. The overtime comeback was incredible. Absolutely incredible. All starting with Shush, who's had a magnificent day. And look, a lot of talk about Heroic. We mentioned it as well. They seem to be knocking on the door of great land performance.